some Christmassy inspired Helena makeup. I'm not gonna lie to you, I've had this base on for like 5 hours by this point, but I still think it looks really good. This is the House Labs foundation and concealer. Put in the tiniest bit of concealer like on my brow bone and kind of just into the socket line. I'm not too worried about my lid right now because I think I'm going to go in with a liquid shadow anyway. Melted liquid eyeshadow in the shade Night Swim and use this as a base. You literally need like the tiniest amount of this product. I'm keeping it really close to my lash line because obviously we want to go in with the red a little bit higher up. There is a hair attached to me, please. Take that, whatever's left on the brush, and bring it all the way underneath as well. I will go in the waterline with the eyeliner a little bit later. And this is just a PC38 by Peaches and Cream. The vibe of this makeup is quite messy anyway, so I'm not worrying too much about precision right now. I like a really blown out smoky eye, so I'm bringing this black quite low. What I'm going to do is take my fingers and just go into the Fatally Yours 2 palette. This collection is literally perfect for this makeup. I'm going to take the shade Crimson, which is this like dark matte red shade. This is R103 from What's Up Beauty. Get a nice amount of product, make sure it's distributed all over to get like an even application, and then just start applying this over where the black is and then blending it up. I'm blending this up quite high into the brow bone. I haven't picked up any new product, just whatever's left over on the brush. I'm going to start to drag that underneath the lower lash line. Again, whatever's just left on the brush. Then I just take a clean brush. This is R104 from What's Up Beauty. And then I just start to blend out the edges. What I love about this particular shade in the palette is it's not a pink based red. So you can see as I'm blending this out, it's not turning pink, which happens with a lot of reds. This is a very like bricky browny red. And more on the first brush and applying this all over the lid again. There's a lot of back and forth with doing this sort of thing. I just like to build up the intensity slowly because it's a lot easier to go in and add product than if you put too much product down and you have to kind of like blend it away. You guys may or may not know that My Chemical Romance are my favourite band in the entire world. I love them with all of my heart. I will talk about them all day. I will yap about this band forever. Any excuse to do a My Chem inspired look, I'm there. So I'm just going to use this Urban Decay and just waterline and tightline as well. I kind of just close my eye and just like... Also going to take a bit of that pencil and just wiggle it into the lash line for some extra depth. An R101 brush from What's Up Beauty, which is a small pencil brush, and just blend in that eyeliner out. Same brush, back into the palette using Noir, which is the black shade, and go over where the liner is just to deepen everything. This black is so pigmented. I'm trying really hard to be chill, but this is my favourite song ever. I love it so much. Making sure to get that black right in the inner corner. That's all you put me in, wasn't deep enough. Go back into the red and just blend back out over the top again. Bringing this lower again with a big blending brush. I love this septum ring, but I'm constantly getting it back in the centre. It's doing my head in. How low you bring the under eye is all on preference. I always like mine quite low, and the reason being, one, I think it looks cool, and two, a lot of the creasing I get is like right here. So if I just put eyeshadow there, you don't really see it as much. So to keep this a bit more authentic to the original makeup, you could leave it here and just whack some mascara on. I want to make it a little bit more glam, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Fiery from the palette, which is the red shimmer shade, and just add a bit of shine, a bit of shimmer. We might also do a bit of glitter if I can find one that works well. So flat shader brush, this is R106 from What's Up Beauty, and just start applying this to the centre for now. I take a little bit of that on the lower lash line as well, just in the centre. You could definitely leave this here, but I'm going to add more because, in my opinion, more is more. So I'm going to go in with the Jolie Beauty Vampirism palette, and I'm going to take the shade Bloodlust, which is this red pressed glitter. And I'm just going to take a little bit on my finger, and then I just want to tap it into the lid. I've added some of this MAC glitter, which is Reflex Rust. The Jolie glitter was more on the chunky side, and this is finer. So it's just going to really help create a lot of dimension The melt shimmer underneath just helps create a really multi-tonal look, because although it's all red, I don't want it to look flat. A bit of mascara with the Vive Modern Mascara. I'm not going to add too much to the top because I think I want to go in with lashes. And then underneath I do want quite a lot of mascara, so I will really wiggle this in. While I'm waiting for my mascara to dry, I'm going to take a tiny bit of the House Labs concealer, put a bit on the back of my hand like this, and then just take a fluffy eyeshadow brush, really push that product in, and just use this to clean up any little bits under the eye. Put like the tiniest amount of product on the brush because I don't want it to interfere with the eyeshadow. And this can just help refine the shape. Same goes for the top of the eyeshadow as well, and kind of the edges. You don't always need concealer, but if you just need a little bit of help cleaning it up and blending it out with just an eyeshadow brush isn't doing it for you, this is a really good way to do that. I can't lie to you, whenever I do my makeup, I always panic about what lashes to wear. I'm going to take these ones from Revolution. They're called the Foxy Lash. I've literally had these for about 2 years. I'm not even joking. I don't wear them all the time, but they've had a good amount of wear. But I like them because they're quite long and wispy. I'm just going to use my melt glue, run this along the lash line, and then let it go tacky for about 30 seconds before sticking it down. Just look down into a mirror. Hold it a little bit lower underneath your chin if you struggle, because you can actually see where the lash is going while your eye's open, so you don't have to worry about getting your hand in front of your face, closing your eye, opening your eye. It can be a hot mess, so this is the easiest way to do it. Take my Melt Sculpt Stack and then go in with the light to medium contour powder, just to add some more definition back into the face, because I've only got a little bit of cream bronzer on from earlier in the day. A little bit of this on an eyeshadow brush as well, and just contour down the sides of my nose, bring that up into the front of the brow, into the socket line. I am going to do something a little more subtle than what I usually do. This is from Kaleidos Makeup. I just love the packaging on all of their products. I'm not sure what the shade is, but it's more of this like peachy, almost like bronzy shade. So it's just going to be more toned down than a pink blush. And I do think this is the perfect sort of shade for people that aren't super into blush. It's a nice sort of like transitional shade if you're a bit scared of it. I do want a little bit more of a glow to the skin in certain areas. I haven't powdered the centre of my face yet, but I don't want anything super shimmery. So what I really like is the Melt Glazed Skin Powder. This is in the shade Light. So this is like a really nice finishing powder that has a bit of luminosity to it, and I like to use it sometimes just as a very subtle highlighter. So you'll be able to see that this just gives you a really subtle glow without it being like metallic shimmery, which I do love, but it's just not what I want for this look. And this also helps as well if you think you've gone a bit too heavy with the blush or the bronzer. This will kind of just like melt it back into the skin. Adding this to the brow bone as well. In with the Melt She's Alive loose powder, and I'm going to take this little powder puff from Pink Freak. They do amazing makeup tools. Start pressing this in down the centre of my face. Happy with how everything's looking. We're going to go on to lips. I have been so excited to do this. If you guys haven't been living under a rock, you will be aware of the Melt Bailey Sarian collection. For liner, I'm going to go in with Makeup Forever Endless Cacao, which is more of a cool tone liner, and this is going to be for definition. So I like to overdraw my lips quite a lot. Pencil on its side and kind of fill in the lip. Then I'm going to take a Judith, which is the perfect concealer lip, and just add a little bit to the middle and blend out with my finger. Go back in with the liner. I'm going to take the tiniest bit of this Kaleidos gloss in the shade Free Fall. I'm going to actually add just a little bit to the back of my hand. It's got a bit of shimmer, glitter in it. I'm just going to press it and dab it in with my finger. Just in the centre. And we are done. So this is just my take on a more glam, kind of Christmassy version of the Helena makeup from the music video. And honestly, obsessed. Anyways, thank you for watching. Bye!